it's me again. But anyhow, I am back finally. I know it's been what feels like forever since I posted a video. It's just really hard sometimes when you have a full-time job in not the field that you want to go into, because it just takes over. And I just feel so contradictory from like my very first video when I was like, I have time. And I know I've said that before, but like, yeah, because it's just like life keeps happening. Anyways, so I am back. I've taken my test and your girl's passed in the name of Jesus. But y'all, it's been a journey to get here, because I know in my last video I was like, it's about to be spring break, I'm gonna get all of these certificates done. And y'all, I ended up getting so sick. I did not have COVID, even though all of my family ended up getting COVID that week. My test was negative. Anyways, got so sick, ended up not doing anything. And I was like, why did I wait for my test? Why did I think, oh, I'm gonna get all these certificates and then test? I should have did all the content, tested, and then worried about all the certificates. So take it from me, just take the test, y'all. So before I go into what to study for, I just want to say, whenever you take your test, you remember how I was like, make sure you look nice, because the test has a camera and it records you. So just make sure you look nice, because the businesses, partnerships are going to be watching it. They're going to have access to it. They're going to hear your voice clips. I don't know that they'll actually see you, which is a good thing, because I took the test. I took it this week, but I took it when I had a stomach bug and I looked like trash. But I also was like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up, I'm gonna throw up, I'm gonna throw up. And so I really hope they don't hear that back audio. I know they'll hear my voice responses to the questions, but I hope they don't hear the other audio. I think only Rich, our instructor, may have heard and watched everything. But I was also just so concerned with like looking away, because like if you look away, they could like completely, say that your test is invalid. And I was scared to do that, because when I think, I'm always like looking up and I'm like thinking like that. And so I was scared, because I've did that a few times. And so anyways, y'all, if you go through the content, just take the test immediately. Do not wait. You might review the content again before you test, but take it. Do not wait like I did. So anyhow, yeah, so be prepared in that sense. Another thing is, if you remember going in and taking tests when you were in school, and they like tell you, go back in, make sure you've answered all your questions. Yes, make sure you've answered all your questions, because at the beginning I did all the multiple choice, and then went back and did the responses and the verbal responses. And so then there was one that I like put my notes in there so I could remember. And then I thought I had finished it, and I almost submitted it. And then I was like, oh crap, I forgot that I need to complete that response. So anyhow, and then I went through all of them, and I second guessed myself, and I should have went with my gut. And I changed like 10 answers, like literally 10. And I was right the first time, because whenever you submit your test, it'll give you your grade for the multiple choice, but you won't have your grade for the written form or the verbal, because he'll have to go in and grade those for you. So I could have had 10 more points, but you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. I can take it a second time, but at this point, I just need to keep it moving, because it seems like after that first video, there's been a hindrance after a hindrance, and I bind that in the name of Jesus, and don't do what I did, and just keep it moving, keep it steady. I still have a couple more certificates to complete, but at least the test is done, and that portion of this is done, right? Okay, so to the test, what I would prepare for. Definitely know these things. Know the digital marketing framework. Know the customer's journey and know the traffic and conversion, especially when it comes to the buyer's journey. There's 8 different steps. I think it's easy to remember the very first 4. The last 4 are easy to forget, especially the 7th one. Remember the 7th one. Anyways, so I would remember that. Definitely, if you've gone through the quiz reviews, those are very helpful because, side note, there's some questions from there that are on the final. There are 50 questions altogether. Ooh, one thing that I was not ready for, that I was just not expecting, was that he wants you to write a copy. So keep that in your mind to be prepared to write a copy. So I wrote mine on a whim. Thankfully, I got all points for that. I don't know if it was actually really good. He didn't put any comments on that one. But, I mean, I got all points for it, so just be kind of prepared. Maybe start practicing copy if you don't know it. What else? Oh, when it comes to the answering for the short answer, like actually typing in things, go ahead and have Grammarly set up on your computer. I didn't have it already, so of course I did it last minute. So that's already stressing me out, causing me to delay my test. Do yourself a favor, put it on your computer right now. Just do it right now. As soon as we're done on this, put it on there right now. The next thing would be, when it comes to your voice responses. A few of them are your opinion, which is really cool. Some of them are the multiple choice questions, but he wants you to respond by providing it in a voice response. And he also words it differently. Also, some of these are scenario questions. Example, I'm not going to give you the same question from the test because I don't know if that's like legal and I don't want to get in trouble. But like, okay, say you're working for a company and you are starting a brand new campaign. You want to bring in brand awareness. How would you provide brand new leads? Would you use paid traffic or organic traffic? And then you would bring in your response verbally. So this is just an example of one of the scenario questions, and then you would respond verbally. And then I would also be prepared to, whenever you're answering verbally, just make sure that your voice is clear, that you're speaking and your main point and your main idea is getting across. You might try to practice before you record yourself. The nice thing is you do get chances to re-record yourself if you want, which I did do that on a few of them. You might try to take ums out because they say that the partner companies will listen to your responses. I would also practice before I recorded myself. It just made sure that the flow, once I recorded myself, sounded a lot better. And that's just me personally. Maybe you guys are just so good off the whim, so kudos to you. Whenever it comes to multiple choice, just going back over there are some math equations that I am good with a calculator, like on my phone, but without anything, because you cannot have anything, like nothing. You have to do everything. So I was like literally like this on the camera, like trying to do my calculations, but I got off with the air because I was like, and like knowing like the 1% conversion of the traffic of the $200,000 of sales of, like, I could not do that without a calculator. And maybe you guys are mathematicians and great, but I need a calculator. And some of them I could do in my head, and some of them I couldn't. So I'm not gonna lie, those math ones I was not good at. So be prepared for that. I think with anything though, when it comes to a test, just try to relax. your computer set up, have it ready to go. Like for me, of course, I didn't have Grammarly set up. I have a Mac, and so a Mac desktop, that's what I took mine on. My settings and privacy was not letting me allow to share my screen with the service that Course Careers wants you to share on. So I had to go in and change my settings. I had to take a picture of myself before I could take the test. So I was like moving like this for me to get in the frame. I mean, I just had so many mishaps before I took the test. So I was already stressed out. I was sick. I looked a hot mess. I was already stressed because I felt like an imposter. I had some deep imposter syndrome. I had so many hindrances to get me to this point. I was just going through it, and I was just like, let's just take the test. Let's just do it. Let's see what we can do. I have one more free time, and then every test after that is $50. Just keep that in mind. So I was just like, let's see what I can do the first round, and if I don't pass, then I'll just take it a second time, and I'll know kind of an idea of how it works, and I'll just do better. Thankfully, I passed, and it's got me their certificate. I'm able to go to the graduate portal and move on. Anyhow, you'll do fine. Just like I said, go right into the test after you're done with the content. Review it again, because once I went back and reviewed some stuff, I was like, how did I miss that? Probably because I went through everything so quickly. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the test. Let me know if you do have any questions. I will link my LinkedIn so we can connect and we can be friends. And if you have any other questions that I did not answer, I will be happy to help you guys through your journey. I pray for blessings over you, over your home, for those doors to be open for all of us to get in the digital marketing world, to get those jobs in the mighty name of Jesus. Don't forget to use my code here below if you want to get into Course Careers, if you want to do sales tech, information technology, or the digital marketing course. You can use it on any of their programs. That's all for me today. God bless. Con mucho amor. Adios.